Deserts are nature's perfect hiding places for strange things. Peculiar items, shapes, animals, and human skeletons have been spotted in the vast uninhabited plains. The hostile climate makes these huge tracts of land the best place to hide the extraordinary. Here is a list of strange mysteries found in the desert. Trek Smith, a charter pilot flying between Mari and Coober Pedy in South Australia, spotted the figure from the air in June 1998. The discovery of the motif fascinated Australians due to its size and the mystery surrounding how it came to be there. The best way to see the figure, named the Mari Man, is by air. Flights can be booked through the pub or roadhouse in Mari or at the William Creek Hotel. The geoglyph sits on a plateau just south of Lake Erie and can be seen from space. What do you think of this strange discovery of a whale graveyard in the middle of the desert? Do you wonder if whale ancestors had legs and feet and could crawl around on land? That's not the wildest, though. However, plenty of earthly changes do explain how whale bones could end up in the middle of the desert. After finally gaining access to the site, researchers discovered that the whale graveyard dates to about 5 million years ago. So back then, this scorching hell was high water. Comment below if you have any ideas how these whales came here. Utah is a hotbed for dinosaur discovery. More fossils have been found here than in any other state. Utah also has a more complete record of prehistoric life than any other place on Earth. There are thousands of prints embedded in the rocks in the state. The tracks you see in this video are from Allosaurus, a genus of carnivorous theropod dinosaurs that lived 155 to 154 million years ago during the late Jurassic period. The volcano is surrounded by an area of black deposits of ash between 10 and 20 kilometers wide. This led to its name, the dark spot, because that's how it appears on Google Earth. Wamanamas is also considered the eighth wonder of the world, a title also assigned to Libya's man-made river. In some parts of the Sahara, it has only rained a few times during a whole century. At Wamanamas, the little precipitation mostly occurs during winter. Stay hydrated, because we've got more wonders from the desert. In the Atacama Desert of northern Chile, a huge 11-meter hand sticks out of the ground. It was built in 1992 as a symbol of the vulnerability and helplessness of man sinking in the sands. You can even see the hand on Google Maps. Hand of the Desert was created by Chilean sculptor Mario Irarrázaal. Financed by local organization Corporación Pro Antofagasta, this desert discovery was constructed from concrete and iron. The crashed RAF P40 Kitty Hawk was discovered in 2012 in time capsule condition. This was in the middle of the Sahara where it had lain untouched for 70 years. The Egyptian government gave the plane what British aviation historians termed a truly awful and unsympathetic restoration. The work saw the vintage aircraft sprayed in garish yellow and brown colors and a set of shark teeth painted on the front. It went on display at the El Alamein Museum, but experts said the plane should have been left untouched as a memorial to its pilot. What's your take? To pimp it or keep the memory? Talk to us in the comments section. Once home to hundreds of German families, the town of Klopfenstein was founded in the Namibian desert after the discovery of diamonds in 1908. People flocked the area and built a grand town with European architecture, stately homes, a hospital, casino, and theater. However, by 1954, diamond mining had ceased and the town was left to the mercy of the desert's elements. Today, Klopfenstein is an eerie shadow of its former glory and is a popular spot for tourists. Back to Utah, at the base of a barren canyon in Red Rock Country. A team that was counting bighorn sheep by helicopter spotted something odd and landed to take a closer look. This mysterious thing was a 3-sided metal monolith, about 10 to 12 feet tall, planted firmly in the ground with no clear sign of where it came from or why it was there. The object was found in a remote area that Aaron Bott, a spokesman for the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources, described as rugged and very rocky, with many canyons and potential hazards. Following intense media coverage, 4 residents of Moab, Utah secretly removed it in November 27, 2020. They kept it for a month, then handed the monolith to the Bureau of Land Management. No one told us what it was, but that's the beauty of mystery. In the Arizona desert, you can see this mysterious discovery. It's a huge 20-meter stone arrow. For many years, it was an unexplained mystery. Local residents tried to unravel their origins, creating some of the most far-fetched theories. In fact, the signs were established in 1911 before GPS and Google Maps came about. They helped planes navigate and deliver parcels to the West Coast. In the deserts of Egypt, a strange phenomenon kept people across the internet confused for years. This mystery was first discovered on Google Maps in 2014. It appeared like a strange muck of rocks and sand that formed some odd cone-like figures. The pattern itself spanned a staggering 1,000,000 feet, with the center hole that was 100 feet in diameter. Some viewers quickly termed this an extraterrestrial situation. Many believed no human could create something this large and perfect. Located in Jordan's Azraq Oasis, these crazy structures were first observed from the air by British pilot Percy Maitland in 1927. These works of the old men, as Bedouins people call them, are hundreds of wheel-like structures more than 80 feet wide. Some of them date back to 8,500 years ago. They are thought to have astronomical significance, but to align with the sunrise on the winter solstice. As for their purpose, no one's quite sure. Do you think we are alone in this world? Drop us a comment. When people think of Egypt, it is likely they think about a desert setting. That's fair, as Egypt is mostly comprised of deserts. However, the land also holds a lot from the past. History is literally uncovered on a daily basis. This is why Egypt is a hot spot for many archaeologists. Part of this history is found in a place called Nabta Playa. It is believed Egyptians practiced astronomy there. The area is made up of a bunch of stones that sit upright, and historians named it the Calendar Circle. You can't mention mystery without mentioning China. In 2011, Google Earth users reported bizarre discoveries of white lines carved into the Gobi Desert areas of China's Zhejiang and Gansu provinces. The unidentified shapes, which include blocks of silver squares and concentric circles, set the internet into meltdown, with theorists speculating they could be anything from satellite weapon targets to messages to forms of aliens. But Jonathan Hill, a research technician from the Mars Space Flight Facility in Arizona State University, told Live Science that the weird zigzag shapes were most likely Chinese satellite calibration targets. We like the alien theory more. In 1980, in the Jerusalem suburb of Tel Piat, 2 miles from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, archaeologists uncovered a 2,000-year-old structure. It had strange markings, unlike anything previously discovered. The archaeologists removed 10 limestone ossuaries and 4 coffins from inside. The tomb was then covered with concrete and an apartment complex built on top. But in 2007, a filmmaker rediscovered the tomb. He was convinced he had found the empty tomb of Jesus. Anyway, his allegations are still being debated. Archaeologists discovered a broken panel that depicts the only known example of spider rock ancient artifacts in Egypt. This strange thing was found in a valley in the Karga Oasis, about 108 miles west of Luxor. The main panel shown here contains a few spiders. The spider at the far left is beside a star that may actually be an attempt to depict a web. These comb-like archaeological discoveries are more enigmatic and could be insects that the spiders are trying to trap, plants, or even silken spun tubes by the spiders. Around 500 years ago, the Bom Jesus, a Portuguese sailing ship, inexplicably vanished while en route to India. The vessel was carrying an immense treasure that had eluded even the most ardent and focused treasure hunters. A recent discovery in the Namibia desert, however, may signal the end of that hunt. The search began 100 years before when a German prospector happened upon a diamond in the area. The ship mysteriously disappeared in 1533, which would make this the oldest shipwreck to be discovered in sub-Saharan Africa. Prada stores are often located in high-end places like malls in big cities. Would you believe there's a standalone Prada store in the desert? Not part of a bigger mall, no other shops around it actually. It is a single Prada store located in the Texan desert. Well, it's no longer a store, but an art piece. That explains its origins, but it still doesn't explain why. Nonetheless, if you were to randomly run across this knockoff Prada store in the middle of the night, you would probably think you were seeing ghosts. As part of an archaeological dig, what was found in the Oltenian Sahara in Romania shocked the world. Archaeologists claim this terrifying find appears to be the skeleton of a Leviathan-sized angel or huge flying birds. The test lasted 4 years, and various bone samples were studied to understand the genetic structure of the angel-like thing, which appeared to have lived about 14,000 years ago. They reconstructed the sample on a computer to find the actual view. The cause of death appears to have been a cranial injury, probably suffered by the angel following an accidental collision with a rock while flying. Do you think it an angel or anything else? Share in the comment. In the Namib Desert of Namibia, evenly spaced concentric circles in the middle of vegetation have sparked the curiosity of scientists for years. Fires, winds, and aliens have all been floated as the cause for these peculiar patterns. But the real explanation is still unknown. Two theories stand out as the likely frontrunners. One claims the empty patches, known as fairy circles, are created by termites clearing vegetation in the area around their nest to create underground reservoirs of water. The other leading idea is that the circles are caused by plants competing for water. Let's step back to the Atacama Desert of northern Chile. This time, someone discovered a tiny mummified alien. An amateur collector exploring a ghost town is said to have come across a white cloth in a leather pouch. Upon unwrapping it, he found a 6-inch long skeleton. Despite its size, the skeleton was remarkably complete. It even had hardened teeth. Still, there were striking anomalies. It had 10 ribs instead of our usual 12, giant eye sockets, and a long skull that ended in a point. In 1980, the well-known company Atari produced so many items that the warehouses were simply filled with unclaimed video games and consoles. They decided to bury these treasures somewhere in the desert. The stash with thousands of perfectly preserved video games, consoles, and collector's editions was found only in 2014. Of all these unexplained discoveries were sold on eBay for a good amount of money. We hope you love stories with happy ending, so here's one more. The Mojave Nugget is a large gold mysterious thing found in California, United States. It was found in the Stringer District near Randsburg by prospector Ty Paulson in 1977. The nugget weighs 156 troy ounces, which is 4.4 kilos. It is part of the Margie and Robert E. Patterson collection of gold nuggets that were donated to the National Museum of Los Angeles County. The collection contains 132 pieces of gold and has a total weight of more than 1,660 troy ounces. Which one did you find the most mysterious? Have you discovered any mysterious pieces around you? Let us know in the comment below. Like always, if you enjoyed it, be sure to give us a big thumbs up and leave us some love in the comment section. To keep up to date with all of our awesome videos, be sure to hit subscribe and turn your notifications on to never miss a thing. Until next time, do take care of yourself.